And hello, everybody. Welcome back. And it is Wednesday again. Very short tonight. So the first time I went to India, I went there specifically to do, well, it's called a teacher training now. They didn't call it that in India. They called it an apprenticeship. I did an apprenticeship with someone named V. Shishadre in Mysore, India. And I remember the first day, there were a couple of shocking things, but the one thing that he kind of got into me quick was, so, I had done meditation quite a bit before I got into yoga, or at least I tried to do meditation. I still try to do meditation. It's a practice. But so my eyes were always closed, excuse me. So when I was doing yoga, often I would close my eyes. And I remember Shishadre coming up to me and saying, "Open eyes." And I was I was shocked because yoga in India was a little bit more barbaric and a little more aggressive and much more like a martial art, what you would think how martial arts would be taught. So anyways, there's a word that is called, it's Drishti, and Drishti is your visual focus. So when you hear me say up dog, third eye, down dog, navel, those are our visual focus, and those are the cues that I'm talking about when we do triangle. We're looking up to the reaching hand, and I'll say them as I normally do in class, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about that before I started. So I got to shut my door, and then we're going to stay seated and we will start. All right. So here we are. You're welcome, Bambi. Thank you for saying so. We're going to cross the legs. I do this extra little half lotus. I wouldn't advise that to anyone necessarily. Just turn the feet together. Like I say all the time, this goes natural to me. So let's put the hands on the knees. Just make that straight line. A couple of these opening movements are from Kundalini, and a lot of Kundalini is done with the eyes closed because of the movement. And if you're moving, you're going to get dizzy. But in Ashtanga yoga, which is the basis of much of the poses that we're doing here, it's open eyes. And I'll try to mention that as much as I can. So straight spine to the crown of the head. I like this one. We've been doing a lot. And we're going to put a big circle on the ceiling, like there's a light shooting up your spine onto your ceiling. And we're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Also, on my first day, the teacher grabbed me by the throat, which seemed kind of weird. And he wanted me to breathe in the throat and the nose more than just the nose. So the larynx and the throat are a little restricted, so you get that Darth Vader sound in there. Good, let's go the opposite direction. And those visuals, the Drishti, there's meditation where you stare at a candle and you keep your eyes open. So it's similar to that, and it keeps the brain focused on what we're looking at rather than, thinking about what we have to get at the store or something. Great. Back to center. Let's put the right hand down, fingers pointing away, and then left palm faces the ceiling. We're going to go up and over. This visual is going to be like extended side angle. We look up along the elbow to the sky or the ceiling. We're going to breathe here. Long breathing, deliberate breathing in and out through the nose, getting all the oxygen in the body. Excellent. Let's switch. Left hand down, right arm up and over. We'll look along the elbow to the ceiling here, breathing. Good, back to center. Try to keep the shoulders level. We're gonna reach the right arm out, grab the fingers and pull back, and we're gonna breathe. Core is engaged, that is referred to as a lock. It doesn't have to be super intense, just so that it's a little engaged. Great, let's go ahead and do the other side, pulling back the fingers there. Good, let's stand. I don't normally do this one on Wednesday. I normally do it on Mondays, I think. But feet apart, I want to swing the arms forward. This is for me. I'm really needing this one today. Really feel as you swing those arms forward, the blood running to the ends of the fingers. And we're breathing and we're holding the core a little bit engaged. And then opposite direction. Whew. And across the front, switching which hand goes on top. Good, and then hands on the hips. We're going to swing around a bit. And let's go the opposite direction of however you went. Good, let's get to it. We're going to bring the feet together. We're going to go straight into it today. So don't be afraid to take your time. The big toes together and the ankles are a little bit apart. I've really started to like thumbs out, although I did about 10 years of palms in. So if you can experiment and see how it feels. We're going to breathe in as we reach up and look up. We're going to breathe out as we forward fold, bringing the fingers super low. We're going to look up, lengthening the tail through the eyeballs, looking forward. Forward fold, we look at the shins, all the way back up, reaching up. See the hands come together, down through the heart center, looking forward, back up, looking up, hands together. Forward fold, fingers low. We're going to look up, and from here, we're stepping back to the top of plank. This first one, we will take a little bit of time on. Shoulders over wrist, legs and core are engaged. You could either put the knees down or drop down, or if over time you've gathered strength, you can hover 2 inches, lowering down. Up dog, third eye looking. Down dog, looking at the navel. We're going to bend the right leg, push the opposite heel towards down, stepping a bit back and forth in place. Good, and then step or hop, top of the mat, toes together. We're going to look up, and we forward fold. All the way back up, reaching out and up. We're going to come down through the heart center, all the way back up on the breath in. Breath out, forward folding, fingers low again. We look up, step back, lower or drop, up dog, third eye, down dog, looking at the navel. If you like, up on the toes on the in-breath, down at the heels, or you could just stay still, looking. And if it's too hard to look at the navel, look at the knees or find a space, kind of in between there. Breathing in the nose. All right, step, jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, and we forward fold. Up again to the sky. Down through the heart center. Breath in, all the way back up. Breath out, forward folding. Again, fingers low. We look up. We step back. Lower and drop. Up dog. And down dog. And nice. Remember, you're welcome to rest anytime you want. We'll continue breathing in and out through the nose. The eyes are open for almost all of the practice. But of course, it's all up to you. We're going to hop to the top of the mat. We look up, the forward fold, up again to the sky. One more, down through the heart. Breath in, back up. Breath out, forward folding, fingers low. We look up, we step back, top of push-up. We're going to lower and drop. Up dog, legs tight, and down dog, pulling up and back. Very nice. We breathe here. All right, step or jump, top of the mat, toes together. We're going to look up. We're going to forward fold. We're going to bring the arms all the way up. Hands in prayer above the head. Let's just arch back a little bit. And then bring the arms right down at the sides. So let's do the next section. So chair, I teach a little bit modified, but I'll talk to you about the looking will be if you're doing chair tradition, which is palms together above the head, the looking is up. So chair traditionally is done palms, prayer to the sun, looking up, but you can do it just looking forward, which is a little more reasonable. We're coming up and over, forward folding, fingers low. We look up, we step back, top push up again. We'll lower down, up dog, down dog. Let's do warrior one. Right foot stepping, left foot turns out. Knees over the ankle. So hands in prayer above the head. Again, looking is up to the hands. We'll take a couple breaths here. Good. Hands back down, step back, lower down, up dog, and down dog. And then we'll do left side stepping, right foot turns out. And then hands in prayer above the head. And then we're looking up to the hands. And we'll take a couple breaths here. Good. Hands back down, step back, lower down, up dog, and down dog, looking at the navel, breathing. Good. Step or jump, top of the mat. We look up, we forward fold, feet and knees together, sitting in chair. If the hands are together, we look up, and standing, arms all the way down. Let's go again. We sit in chair. Good. Up, over, forward fold. We look up, we step back, top of push up again, lower down, up dog, tight legs, third eye looking, and down dog. Right side again, warrior one, back up, hands again in prayer above the head, looking up, lengthening up, maybe arching back. Good. Hands back down again, step back, lower down, up dog, down dog. Left side stepping, right foot turns out. Hands again in prayer above the head, looking up, lengthening up, maybe arching back. And hands back down, step back, lower down, up dog, down dog, and we breathe right here. Good. Step hop, top of the mat. We look up, we forward fold, feet and knees together, sitting in chair and standing. We're just going to do one more tonight with warrior two. Sit in chair again. Good. Up, over, forward folding. We look up, we step back again, top of push up, lower and drop, up dog, down dog, right side warrior two. Arms out over the heels, knee over ankle, shoulders dropping, engage core. The visual is your right middle finger or your right hand. So we're looking right at the end of the fingertip and we breathe here. Couple more breaths. Very nice. Cover the hands, top of the mat again. Step back, lower down, up dog, and down dog. And left foot stepping, right foot turns out, warrior two again. So we hold the core locked, drop the shoulders. We lock our visual on the fingers in front of us. And we breathe. We hear the sound of the breath. We keep the eyes focused. Very nice. Cover the hands again, top of the mat. Step back, lower down, up dog, and down dog. And we stay right here breathing. Looking at the navel. Good. Step and walk, top of the mat, toes together. We look up. Before we fold, let's do feet and knees together. We're going to stay in chair a little bit. If you wanted to try that hands in prayer above the head, you're welcome to. Looking up, lengthening that straight from the hips through the shoulders to the fingers, straight up to the ceiling. Good. Let's stand. We're going to come right down with the feet apart. Peace fingers grabbing the big toes. You can bend the legs. It's okay. Elbows pull out. And we're looking back through the legs on this. Good. On an in-breath, touch the ceiling. And then on an out-breath, back down again. Hands under feet from the front. You can pull up on the feet, continue breathing, continue looking back through the legs. All right, let's simply stand. We're going to take just a moment here, a couple breaths to catch up the breathing. We bring the feet back together, maybe thumbs out. Good. So we're going to vinyasa to our standing series. So let's sit in chair again. Good. Up, over, forward folding. We're going to look up. We're going to step back, top of push-up, lower end drop, up dog, third eye, down dog, navel, right foot, warrior two, back up, core locked, drop shoulders, look at the fingers in front of us. We'll take a few breaths here. And straight the leg in the front. We're going to reach out a bit, right hand down. Could have it on the shin, could have palm facing out, left arm up. The visual is to the reaching left hand if possible. If not possible, you can look down, but the tradition is to look to the reaching hand. Let's place both hands on the shin. I'm going to shorten the stance a couple of inches. We're going to keep the left hand down. We're going to grip the big toe on the mat in the front. We're going to twist. I'm going to put the back of my hand outside the leg. And the visual on this one is again to the reaching hand. It is very difficult. I look at my foot, but you can try to look to the reaching hand. Great. Hands back down, step back again. Lower down, up dog, third eye, down dog, navel. Left side, warrior two. We come up, lock the core, lock the visual, which is the hand in front of us. Breathe. And straight the leg in the front. We reach out a bit, left hand down, right arm up, visual to the reaching hand if possible. Both hands on the shin. I would shorten the stance a couple of inches. We keep the right hand down, grip the left big toe into the mat. Back of the hand if you like, reaching, maybe looking up to that reaching hand. You could go and see if it'll go, but don't twist the neck too much. Couple of breaths here, keep that hip in on the left. Excellent. Hands back down, step back. Lower down, up dog, locking legs, down dog. We look at the navel, we breathe here. All right, step hop, top of the mat. We look up, forward fold, feet and knees together, sitting in chair, Utkatasana, standing arms down, maybe thumbs out. Let's do the next set in the standing series. We sit in chair. Good. Up over again, forward folding. We're going to look up, stepping back again, top of push-up, lower down, up dog, down dog, right side again, warrior two, right back up. We'll take a couple breaths here. We're going to take the center of the right forearm for extended side angle, left arm up and over. If the arm stays on the leg, the looking is along the elbow armpit to the ceiling. If the right hand goes on the ground, you look slightly forward to the reaching fingers. We're going to stay here and breathe. Good. Back up to warrior two. And since I'm talking a lot about tradition today, the tradition is to keep the back foot flat. You could also come to the ball of the foot, swinging the left arm through, elbow outside. So this is a modification. I'm going to put a knee down in case anyone's watching. This is a modification of the twisted extended side angle. So the arm actually comes forward. So again, we look to the reaching hand, but I look to where the elbow is pointing to the ceiling. Great. Hands back down, step back again. We lower down, up dog and down dog. Left side, warrior two, right up. We look at the fingers, we stay right here. Good. Forearm on the leg, right arm up and over. We look to the ceiling, or hand down. We look to the reaching hand, but keep that shoulder pulling back. So everything is stacking as best as you can. We'll breathe. Back to warrior two. You can keep the back foot flat or ball the foot. We swing through, hands in prayer. I like this version better. A lot of people in India used to cheat this one by keeping the arm in front of the leg and then reaching forward, but it's supposed to be outside of the leg. We're just going to breathe, take our time. Very nice. Hands back down, step back. We're gonna lower down, up dog, and then down dog. So I'm gonna step right foot up to horse. You can step whichever foot you like. Toes are splayed out. Let's today grab the sun out in front of us and then reach it straight up into the sky. We're gonna breathe here, just staring straight forward. Good, let's stand. We're gonna turn the toes to run straight forward. We're gonna reach up and then down, fingertips on the ground, about where the toe line is. And then maybe palms down, head trying to come down, back trying to come down. Elbows can come through the legs. We're gonna breathe. Good, back up to standing. Let's reach out to the ends of the fingers. And then we will bring the hands behind the back, intertwining fingers. And then we're going to come forward, folding again, be as light as possible in the toes. And let's touch the ceiling again on the in-breath. On the out-breath, back down, we grab the shins, the ankles, or the big toes with the peace fingers. If you get the big toes, pull the elbows away from the ears. Try to keep the legs straight, lengthen the spine down through the back, the elbows pulling out. I can feel the elbows pulling out across my upper back. Very nice. Let's stand. Let's bring the feet back together. Just take a moment. Just a couple of breaths here. We're going to stand on the left foot. We're going to lift the right. You can either hold it right there, maybe it locks, or you can put it in front, hands to the heart, or all the way up. So tree is a modification of a much more difficult pose, but the visual in tree, which is great, is to face forward, but the eyeballs look at something maybe on the ground or close to the ground that's not going to move, and that'll help you balance. We're going to breathe here. Very nice. Let that down. Step it out a bit. We're going to stand on the right as we lift the left. Just pull it up there. You can hold it the whole time up there, or hands to the heart, or even in the front. And our visual is out in front of us, but the face does not look down, only the eyeballs do. And we're going to breathe here. Very nice. Let that down, step it out. We're going to stand on the left foot. We're going to lift the right, and we're going to grab the right knee with the right hand. Left hand goes on the hip. So this is a modification, and I think it's a great modification. And we just stare forward like we did in tree. But if you want to come down and grab the big toe and extend the leg, the visual is the big toe. And it's very hard to balance and stare at the big toe, but that is the visual. I'm just going to hold the knee, and we're going to breathe here. So we're going to open that right leg out to the right, and we are going to look out over the left shoulder. Now, if the hand is out there, you can look to the thumb, but a lot of times the hand stays on the hip, so it's just a straight looking out and away, breathing here. Keep that foot up, back to center, hold the foot out on its own, big toe looking, but don't bring the head down to look. Keep the head facing straight forward. Excellent. Step it out, and let's do the other side, standing on the right. We're going to lift the left, grabbing the knee, just looking straight forward. If we're going to grab the big toe and extend, we look at the big toe. It's hard to balance like that, but it's a great practice. We're going to breathe. We're going to open that leg out to the left. We're going to either look out to the reaching hand or just straight out and away. Good. Back to center. Leg out on its own. Hands either on the hips or arms out, looking at the big toe, but the face faces forward. Excellent. Let it down, step it out, and then let's squat for a moment. I'm going to push the elbows against the knees, the hands in prayer, lengthening up the back. We're going to breathe here. They don't do the squat in yoga in India because they do this a couple of times a day in the bathroom. This is just for us Westerners. Good. Hands and knees. We're going to do a tiny bit of Kundalini stuff. We're doing the cat and the cow. Knees are 2 fists apart. Shoulders over wrists, middle finger straight forward. We're going to drop the belly, and it is a third eye looking anyways, and then arching the back. But as we start to move, I close the eyes because you can get a bit dizzy with the movement. Good. Back to center. Look over the right shoulder, see the tail. And then over to the left, see the tail. Good. And then back to center. We're going to step the right foot top of mat. You could put a little more forward, and we'll go our arms straight up to the sky. We're going to breathe here. On your next out breath, we're going to bring the hands down, right hand right inside the right foot, knee pulling against the shoulder. I'm staring at the mat. And let's put that right knee back, left foot stepping forward, arms straight up. We'll take a couple breaths here. Hands down on the inside. Knee pulling against the shoulder, breathing, looking at the mat, the floor. Good. Let's step back again. Right leg reaching straight back, left hand reaching straight forward. Now you can look to the reaching thumb, or you can look at the mat. I prefer looking at the mat. We're going to breathe here. If you like, bend the right leg, grab the foot, arch up, and we look third eye. Good. Back down. Left leg reaches back, right arm straight forward. With the palm down, you can look at the thumb or you can look at the mat. Bend the leg if you like, grab the foot, arch up, third eye looking. Good. Back down to hands and knees. Let's sneak this one in real quick. We're going to turn the right hand in to face the left. We're going to feed the left arm through, laying onto the shoulder, the side of the face. Push the right hand against the ground. Those of you that want, come up and around, grabbing the leg. I'm going to stay pushing the hand against the ground. Good. Back up. Let's do the other side. Left hand turning in, right arm feeding through. Push the left hand against the mat or come around the back. Good. Back to center. Let's step back, top of push-up. We're going to get to pigeon. Tight, lower down, up dog, down dog, and reach the right foot up. You can bend that leg, opening up the hip. Throw the shin top of the mat. Scooch the left leg further back. You can arch, third eye looking, and then hands down, forearms down. And we rest with the knee outside of the right ribs a little bit, and we breathe here. All right, hands back down. Let's step back. You can shake that leg out if you like. Top of push-up nice and tight. We're going to lower down. up dog, and down dog, and then let's hold the left leg up. We breathe here. You can bend that leg, opening up, and throw that shin through. Scooch the knee back, looking up, third eye, and then back down. We breathe here. All right, again, hands back down. We're going to step back. You can shake that left leg if you like. One more push up, lowering down, up dog, and down dog. And let's sit down. Once sitting, we're going to extend the left leg straight out. We're going to bend the right leg. So this is Janusirasana, and it's simple, just lead a forward fold. So you can grab the shin. I'm going to keep my back straight today, looking straight forward. But when you come to full forward fold, I've seen people with their throat on their leg because they're looking at the foot. But let's be reasonable. We're going to breathe. And up, we're going to switch, right leg out, left sole in. I'm going to grab either the shin or the toes and look straight forward. In the forward fold version, again, you could look at the shin or you could try to look at the foot, but we're going to breathe and we're not going to stress the body too much, just a little bit of tension and a whole lot of breathing. Good, back up. Let's extend the left leg again. We're going to do our twist, toes pointing to the ceiling. Hug the right leg in, left arm grabs the leg, right hand 6 inches behind you, or elbow outside, or even coming around. And we're just looking back over the shoulder. But the shoulder's twisting back, the head's doing the best it can, but to look at the level eye line. Breathing. Good, let's unwrap it. Right leg out, left foot in real tight. Hug it in, right arm grabs the leg, hand behind you, sitting up tall, looking at where the eye level of the wall. And back around, both legs bent. We're going to bring the arms under the legs and roll back onto the tail. Then we're going to let go and pull the shoulders back, and our visual is the big toes. Even if we straighten the legs, the visual is the big toes. Shoulders back, and whatever you do with your hands, if the hands are a prayer to the toes, you can still look at them. If they're third eye, the visual is not possible. We're going to breathe. Cross the legs, grab the shins, sit up really tall. And back up, number 2. Cross the legs, sit up tall. And number 3, up again. And cross the legs, sit up tall. Number 4, up again. Cross the legs, sit up tall. And last one, number 5. Good. Hug the knees in. You can grab the shins and pull them down and bring the nose up to the knees. The lower back lifts a little bit. And then let's do bridge. Those of you that want to do Urdhva Dhanurasana are welcome to. Longest finger almost touches the heel. Feet running straight forward, feet and knees 2 fists apart. We lift the hips, tuck the shoulders, intertwine the fingers, and we breathe here. Good, back down. We can hug the knees in again. Those of you that want to just put your feet up the wall, that's awesome. I love that pose. The rest of us, we're going to do plow and then shoulder stand. So we're going to kick the feet up and over the head. And then legs straight, toes falling down. You could have hands on back or fingers in our legs. And if your hands are not on the back, place them there now. Good opportunity to bring the elbows in and then straight up, looking at the toes. Shoulder stand bears the weight in the shoulders and the elbows. Great, bend the legs, bring the knees to the ears. We're going to roll down into dead bug, knees in the armpits, soles of the feet facing the ceiling. You could rock around or stay still. Good, so if you have a belt, a t-shirt, or a strap, I'm going to do this one I haven't done in a while. It's a lot like the standing one, so the visuals will be the same. So one's laying down, and if you don't have a strap, it's okay. You can just put your hand on the back of your calf. But one's laying down. By the way, the tradition, and it's very hard for me, is to grab the big toe with the straight leg. So the strap is more reasonable, and we're going to lay back, looking at the big toe straight up there in front of us, and we're going to breathe. And allow that leg to fall out to the right as you look out to the left, reaching hand. We're going to breathe here. Let's bring that leg up to center. We're going to switch hands either on the back of the leg or the big toe or the strap and let that leg fall all the way across the body. The hip will come up and we're going to look to the right reaching hand. Back to center, both hands up close to the heel, nose towards the knee. You can look at the big toe or the shin. Excellent. Let that down and let's do left side, either strap or holding the big toe or hand behind the calf. We look up, big toe looking, breathing. Let that leg fall out to the left as you look to the right. Back up to center, switch the hands on the strap or the calf or the big toe. Hip comes up, over, looking to the other side. Back up to center, both hands up towards the heel, nose towards the knee. Good. Let that down. We're going to bring the knees up into the chest. This pose comes from restorative, so you can close your eyes, arms out, and we'll let the knees fall to the right. And if you do look, you can look to the left, but the head turns to the left anyways, even if the eyes are closed. Right hand can rest on the legs if you need it or want it. And all the way back up and over to the other side. Even if the eyes are closed, if it doesn't bother the neck, we look to the right. The hand can rest on the legs if you like. And back up to center. You can hug the knees in again. Thank yourself for coming out. And then we're going to lay down. Once we lay down, the feet are going to be a little bit apart, the hands a little away from the body. We're going to let the whole body just sink into the floor and the mat. The eyes are gently closed in final rest. We turn off the visual. We turn off controlling the breath. We let the body go back to breathing itself. And we're going to be here a couple of minutes or longer. Just get as comfortable as you can and tell yourself there is nowhere to go. Now you're welcome to stay here. Just flip your laptop closed or whatever. The rest of us, we're going to finish off by moving the fingers a little bit and the toes a little bit. We rotated the wrists and the ankles if you like. Reach the hands way over the top of the head, lengthening as long as you can, fingers to toes. We're going to pull the core down against the low back and the floor. We're going to hold there, getting real long and holding that core down. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. And then take your time and roll yourself up to a seated position for those of you that are going to finish off the end here with us. You could take final rest as long as you like. We have the space and the time. And then once sitting, for those of you that are coming for the end here, we're going to bring the hands together, rubbing them together, making our fire. All right, arms up like a big funnel. We're going to take a breath in through the nose as much as we can get. We're going to breathe in more if possible, and more through the mouth. We're going to hold tight belly, tight legs, tight floor, hold the breath, and then let it all out. You're living your dream, don't miss it. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us. It's danieloverberger.com. You can find links to my Venmo and PayPal there. We do this every Monday and Wednesday, Los Angeles time, 7 p.m. All right, I'm going to stop the recording and then open up everyone's microphone.